From the trading desk of dailyforex.com, this is Christopher Lewis looking at the upcoming August 13th Forex session in the Euro US dollar. As you can see, the Friday session ended up relatively unchanged. It originally had fallen, but you can see that we did get a bit of a bounce towards the end of the day. And as usual, the Americans bought up the risk assets that the Europeans and the Asians have sold. Of interest is the fact that it did form at roughly the 123 handle, and this is an area that we've seen act as resistance previously. So there is the argument that we have broken out. Now we're retesting it for support for a run higher. It's one valid argument. However, I would submit that 124 to 127 above is just chock full of resistance and noise. So more than likely, any rallies at this point in time would be short-lived. Probably a quick 50 to 100 pip pop, and then we would be right back to fading the weakness that shows up in this general vicinity. Another analysis that you can make on this chart is that we are perhaps in a rising wedge pattern. And the rising wedge just simply shows more and more tightening of a market as it is rising, with some minor upward bias in the big scheme of things. As you can see, the trend is so negative. The idea on a rising wedge is that eventually you break the bottom of it, and that's a very bearish sign. That would be especially true in this particular case, where we would break not only the bottom of the rising wedge, but the bottom of the hammer as well, which of course shows a breakdown in support. So we really have, in a sense, we have two different possible analyses. One shows us rising and possibly trying to hit about 125 or so before we fall back down in this wedge. The other has us breaking down through the wedge and falling. Both of these scenarios tell us to sell. It really isn't until we get above 127 that I would even begin to feel comfortable going long this pair, as at that point in time it would show significant change in momentum. As things stand now, though, rallies do look to be faded, and it must be said that that strategy has worked for quite some time now.